Seattle is famous for rain. Its water comes from snow. The snow is disappearing. Seattle, 800,000 people, locked between mountains, water, and hills. Every drop of drinking water flows from one source: snow. The Cedar River watershed provides 70% of Seattle's water, not from rain, from snow stored in the mountains and released slowly all summer long. 6 out of the last 10 winters below average snowpack. Chester Morse Reservoir already showing its bathtub ring by July. The trend is not reversing. The Cascadia subduction zone, 700 kilometers of fault line beneath Seattle. Last magnitude 9 was 1700. Probability of another within 50 years, 37%. Over 1,000 unreinforced brick buildings still occupied. In a magnitude 9 earthquake, most will not stand. Seattle has known this for 30 years. Seattle is one of America's wealthiest cities. Amazon, Microsoft, Boeing. But in 2021, when temperatures hit 42 degrees, half the city had no air conditioning. People died. June 28, 2021, Seattle hits 108 degrees Fahrenheit, a record by 30 degrees. 100 people dead across Washington state. This was the warning. Nobody forgot it. 2028, third consecutive low snowpack winter. Cedar River at 40% of normal flow by July. Seattle Public Utilities issues its first ever mandatory water restrictions. The era of unlimited water is over. 2030, insurance companies publish Seattle's liquefaction maps. SoDo, Pioneer Square, Georgetown. Properties in soft soil zones begin losing coverage. The earthquake hasn't happened yet. The damage is already starting. 2031, Seattle City Council mandates seismic retrofit for all unreinforced brick buildings. 15 years, $50,000 to $300,000 per building. Many owners cannot pay. The neighborhood begins to change. 2032, Seattle begins boring a new water transmission tunnel through the Cascade foothills. The snowpack is already failing. The city is building infrastructure for a mountain that is disappearing. 2033, Phoenix is unlivable in July. Houston floods twice a year. Las Vegas is rationing power. Seattle becomes a destination. The city grows faster than anyone planned for. 2035, Sound Transit expands toward Tacoma and Everett. 116 miles, planned by 2041. The only way to move 4 million people through a city that has no room left. 2038, USGS confirms Cascade snowpack is 32% below the 20th century average. Peak snowmelt has shifted from May to March. The rivers run dry 2 months earlier than before. 2039, Seattle launches direct potable water recycling, treating wastewater back into drinking water. Singapore has done this since 2003. Seattle resists. The reservoirs don't care about politics. 2040, Seattle taps the Puget Lowland Aquifer beneath the city itself. The snowpack is gone by June. The city goes underground to find what the mountain no longer provides. 2041, half of Seattle's brick buildings retrofitted or demolished. The other half still standing unprotected. Owners who cannot pay are selling. Pioneer Square is changing faster than anyone expected. 2042, every new Seattle building over 5 stories must harvest rainwater. The irony is sharp. The city famous for rain now captures every drop because the snow that actually fed it is almost gone. 2044, Puget Sound is already 9 inches higher than in 1900. Seattle's own projections show 2 to 5 feet more by 2100. Sodo and Georgetown are below that line. The city is watching. 2047, 150 liters per person per day. An app on every phone tracks every drop. Seattle went from one of America's wettest cities to rationing water in under 20 years. 2048, the largest seismic drill in Pacific Northwest history. 2 million participants. Simulation shows 40% of Seattle's bridges fail under magnitude 9. The city updates its plans. 2049, low-lying neighborhoods lose insurance and residents. Queen Anne, Capitol Hill, Beacon Hill fill with construction. Seattle reorganizes itself by elevation. High ground becomes the new premium. 2050, a desalination plant on Puget Sound is proposed. Billions of gallons of water right there. Environmentalists say it kills the sound. Engineers say the reservoirs are running out. 051, 5.5 million people in the Seattle metro. Infrastructure built for 3 million. The Gulf Coast floods. Phoenix hits 50 degrees. Seattle keeps absorbing what the heat sends north. 2053, magnitude 6.8, 23 buildings damaged, 4 collapse, all non-retrofitted. SR 99 tunnel closes for 8 months, $8 billion in damage. The big one is still coming. 2055, the last unreinforced brick building finally gone. 29 years complete, seismic risk reduced. The neighborhoods that housed them look nothing like before. 2058, Cascades snowpack 15% of normal. Cedar River dry by June. 60% of Seattle's water recycled or pumped from the ground. 2059, Seattle's density doubled in 1 decade. 40-story towers fill Capitol Hill and Ballard. The suburbs are emptying. Everything horizontal is becoming vertical. 2061, cold seawater from Puget Sound, pumped beneath downtown Seattle cooling buildings without air conditioning. 10% of the energy of conventional systems. 2062, private cars banned from central Seattle. Parking garages become housing. Street trees fill every former parking space. Downtown runs 2 degrees cooler. 2064. Scientists update the probability 45% chance of magnitude 9 within 30 years. The tsunami walls along Elliott Bay still not finished. 2067. 14 kilometers of tsunami walls complete along Elliott Bay, 8 meters high. The waterfront view gone. The city behind the wall protected. 2069, magnitude 9.1. Cascadia, 340 deaths. Without 30 years of preparation, the models projected 13,000. The walls held. 2070, Sodo and Georgetown not rebuilt. SR 99 tunnel permanently gone. The city redraws its own map. Not every neighborhood gets a second chance. 2073. New waterfront, 2 meters above the old one. Glass platforms show the sound over the wall. Seattle chose to rebuild higher. Deliberately, 2074. Mount Rainier, no snow, no glaciers. First time in recorded history. The mountain that built Seattle still stands. No longer holds water. 2078. 7 million people in Greater Seattle. Every water system and power grid running at maximum capacity. Every day. No reserve, no margin. 2080. Water quotas traded like stocks. Exchange opens every morning. Wealthy buy surplus. Lower income households manage with what remains. Water, the new inequality. 2090. Seattle City, light 100% renewable. Summer peak hits the ceiling. Cooling districts need power when the grid has nothing left. 2095. The city functions perfectly under normal conditions. Every system in the yellow zone. One more drought, one more heat wave, the margin gone. Born in 2080, never knew snow on the mountain. Water quotas are normal. Rain is a resource to capture. This is their city. 2098. Rain falls. People stop to feel it. Every rooftop collects every drop. In 2026, this was Tuesday. In 2098, just an event. 2099, 7.8 million people. Every system managed. Every anomaly caught in seconds. The city runs perfectly because someone is always watching. 2100. The mountain is bare. The city is full. 7.8 million people inside a system that manages everything, so nothing fails. Not the city that existed in 2026. Same geography, same bare mountains, every system rebuilt, every risk managed. A different Seattle, still standing. Seattle is famous for rain. Its water came from snow. The snow is gone. The city rebuilt around that fact. Not survival, management.